Sacred geometry is ancient knowledge that connects form and meaning. In essence, it is the study of how geometric structures reflect the design of the universe. From pyramids to cathedrals, from patterns on carpets to mosaics in temples, everything obeys laws that are not just decorative but symbolically mirror the cosmos. In this context, the cross is not merely a symbol of Christ. It is a matrix. The intersection of the vertical and the horizontal is not only about suffering and salvation, but about the merging of heaven and earth, male and female, spirit and matter. It is the point where the great union of opposites takes place. But why did the cross become so sacred? Why do its forms appear long before Christianity? In Sumerian clay tablets, in Egyptian hieroglyphs, in the signs of the Dravidian culture. The cross appears as the swastika, the ankh, the equilateral cross, the Celtic cross, the solar wheel. All of them, despite their differences, are built on the same principle, center and balance. The center is the point of stillness, of silence, the point from which everything begins. The horizontal represents the worldly, the vertical the spiritual. At their intersection arises something third, a door, or more precisely, a gate. Ancient architects understood this. That is why temple vaults were often constructed based on hidden cross-shaped structures. These weren't visible directly, but they were embedded in the fabric of the building. The Jerusalem Temple, Solomon's blueprints, the layout of European cathedrals, everywhere the divine was to reside, this structure was used. Even in modern churches where the visual cross may be less obvious, it is often embedded in the foundation, in proportional ratios, in directional axes. One of the keys to understanding the geometry of the cross is the number 4. For cardinal directions, for times of day, for elements, for evangelists. The cross divides space into 4 parts. This is not merely a visual device. It is a reflection of the structure of the cosmos. And when a person looks at the cross, they intuitively feel order. Not because they were told so, but because this symbol is embedded in their archetypal memory. Jung referred to such forms as archetypes of the collective unconscious, primordial images that live in us regardless of culture or upbringing. In Byzantine iconography, the cross became not just an attribute, but the central axis of composition. Even when not explicitly depicted, compositions were built around an invisible intersection. The body of Christ stretched vertically, his arms extended horizontally. This structure permeated not only imagery, but the very logic of worship. Eastern liturgy is organized according to a cross-shaped model. Movement from entrance to altar is vertical, movement toward icons and candles is horizontal. In this movement, the believer physically experiences the form of the cross through body, space, and ritual. The hardest thing to grasp is that the cross, while symbolizing suffering and death, also embodies the mystery of life. In alchemy, the cross is a sign of the union of the 4 elements, making it a symbol of the quinta essentia, the 5th essence, the philosopher's stone. It appears in Hermetic texts as a sign of transformation, not sacrifice. Even the Rosicrucian cross, where a rose blossoms at the center, speaks to the idea that death and life are parts of a single cycle. The rose on the cross is the flowering at the point of crucifixion. Looking deeper, we find that in early Christianity, the cross was not the dominant symbol. Early Christians more commonly used the fish, the anchor, or bread. Why? Perhaps because the true meaning of the cross was too profound to be shown openly. Only after the 4th century, following the Council of Nicaea and the strengthening of church authority, did the cross begin to take the form we know today. Perhaps at that moment, it lost part of its original magic and became more a symbol of the system than of the mystery. But another view suggests the opposite. Some researchers believe that from that moment on, the cross began to play a dual role. On one hand, a symbol of faith, approved by the church. On the other, a secret sign into which the initiated wove hidden meanings. The proportions of the cross, its placement in temples, the decorations at the ends of its lines, all of it could have been a code. And that code could be read by those who knew. Form is more powerful than word. Geometry is the language of the gods, and the cross is one of its letters. Even in modern culture, the cross remains a powerful symbol. It's in jewelry, architecture, design. Its forms are used in esotericism and politics. But the question remains, why this one? Why did the intersection of 2 lines become a sign humanity cannot forget? Maybe because the cross is not just a symbol, it is a key. And if you turn it the right way, it opens a gate, not into a church, but into the structure of the world itself.